Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. Uh, I extend my appreciation to all of you who have waited patiently here. So let's quickly begin our session, and I apologize for the technical problem that happened because of which the session got delayed. So I hope I'm clearly audible as well as visible to all of you. So I'm beginning with the questions directly. In case you feel that the voice is not clear and there is any problem, you can give me a heads up and I will immediately look into the issue. Okay. So now let's begin the April month's current affairs, and you all must be knowing this fact that the current affairs of the 4 months prior to the exam date, your exam is on July 9. So 4 months would be beginning from March. So March onwards, आपके सारे current affairs are very very important. Okay, and April is again is among all those 4 months. Therefore, it is very very important. Now, guys, before moving ahead, let me inform you about our crash course. So here you get the mentorship sessions as well if you want to get personalized guidance, and if you want to have a good course to rely on, this is one of those guys. Okay, this is our mobile app. You must all be knowing about it. So let's quickly begin with the first question. Okay, so I can clearly see that the fifth statement is not very much clear to all of you. Just give me a second to. Okay, so don't worry, I will read out the fifth statement for all of you. Okay. Yes, Manjeet Kumar has asked a very interesting question that the current affairs after 15 June are also relevant. Yes, they are relevant. They can be asked. The entire June month is very relevant. ठीक है, उसमें से तो जो भी news आए आपको cover करने हैं. So here, guys, the very first question is that the Parliament has passed the Competition Amendment Bill 2023 to amend the Competition Act of 2002. Which of the following is the correct statement about the bill? Okay, so here you have the four statements. The fifth statement is not clear, so let me just read it out. The bill mandates the tech companies to seek CCI's approval for actualizing expansion, merger, acquisition, or any type of operational changes. So which of these statement is correct here with regards to the Competition Amendment Bill 2023? So here, guys, option C is the right answer. So it seeks to reduce the time limit for approval of mergers and acquisition from existing 210 to 150 days. This is one amendment. Another amendment is that the companies will have to seek CCI's approval for merger and acquisition if the deal's value is worth more than 2000 crore. ठीक है? So do remember these two amounts were highlighted in this bill. So these can be asked for. With which European country has India collaborated to create a real-time early warning system for floods? So here UK, guys, is the right answer. Which of the following pairs is correctly matched? Now here pay attention to the word which of the following pairs is correctly matched and not how many pairs are correctly matched. Okay, so here, guys, among these options, option 4, that is Sagar Setu portal, is correctly matched. So here answer D is the right answer. Okay, option D is the right answer. So Sagar Setu portal was launched to provide real-time information on activities and enable digital payments. Okay, activities related to shipping. Here I have provided you the details of the other portals mentioned in the option. Whenever you come across such questions wherein you have different options from the government schemes or government portals, it is your responsibility to cover all the portals. Okay? I hope, guys, you are enjoying the session. Chaliye. So Impress portal has been launched to encourage the social science research in policy relevant areas so as to provide vital inputs in policy formulation, implementation, and evaluation. Shagun portal was launched to capture and showcase innovations and progress in the elementary education. Both of these portals were launched by the Ministry of Education. Okay? Then we have Ensure portal that aims to make the payment process better, simpler, and transparent. Jan Samarth portal is to encourage inclusive growth and development of various sectors by guiding and providing them the right type of government benefits through simple and easy digital processes. Okay, so these are the 4 portals. We have given you a separate document of government portals. Please cover all the portals from that document. Credit guarantee scheme for micro and small enterprises has been revamped with effect from 1st April 2023. So it is very, very relevant because it has been revamped. The new changes include reduction of annual guaranteed fee for loans up to dash from a peak rate of 2% per annum to as low as 0.37% per annum. Fill in the blank from the options given below. So here guys, 1 crore is the right answer. Okay, so it means that the annual guarantee fee for the loans up to rupees 1 crore, the annual guarantee fee percentage has been reduced from 2% to 0.37% per annum. Okay, one more thing regarding this scheme is that in the union budget, the finance minister has announced to infuse 9,000 crore in the scheme, but as of March 30, 2023, rupees 8,000 crores were infused into this particular scheme. So this might create a confusion in you guys. Okay, whenever you come across this kind of a question that how much amount has been infused in the scheme, if the question specifically mentions the word union budget, then 9,000 crore would be the answer. But if the question is asking you about the actual infusion of money, then that would be 8,000 crore as per the latest PIB release. Okay? So sometimes we come across such messy news, such messy facts related to the government schemes, and it is the unfortunate, I would say, future of all of you, not the future, but this is unfortunate for all of us to cover such type of things, how much money has been infused into a particular scheme, and that too we have discrepancies within the PIB releases itself. Outlay अच्छी बात है, but I hope कि ये discrepancy ना होती तो it would have been better for all of us. चलिए, moving ahead, who has been felicitated with the Sehkari Kisan Gaurav Samman 2023 award. First of all, let me tell you that this award was given by Home Minister Amit Shah. Okay, so the person is Rajesh Sazwan. Okay, he has won this award. Which product from Himachal Pradesh has got the protected geographical indication tag from European Commission? So here guys, Kangra tea is the right answer. Before moving ahead with the same news, let me just remind you that in 2022, the Embassy of Japan has also asked the GI tag from India. Yes, for its Nihonshu drink. So Nihonshu is basically an alcoholic beverage which also holds cultural significance in Japan. Okay. Now why I am telling you this? The reason is that these are the foreign, you can say, products which are seeking GI tag in India, as well as Indian product which is seeking the GI tag in a foreign region. Okay. So what is this all about? What is the reason? Why does Japan, the country which is so developed, need the GI tag from India? The reason is that whenever any product gets GI tag, that products get market value, that products get customers trust, okay, in its quality. That is why GI tag holds such a important place. Okay? Now let me just tell you one more thing, that the European Union grants protected designation of origin tag to products, protected geographical indication which has been given to the Kangra tea of Himachal Pradesh, and geographical indication of spirit drinks to protect the names of specific products to promote their unique characteristics linked to their geographical origin as well as traditional know-how. Okay, so this is one of the ways of promoting the goods also with relation to their cultural and original significance. Okay? Next question is, which company has developed the third generation Manpotable anti-tank guided missile AMOG 3rd? So here Bharat Dynamics Limited is the right answer. Whenever such type of weapons are in use, just need to remember the company which has developed it, and in case if that particular weapon has a specific capability, then also that becomes important. Okay, so its capability is that it is third generation man-portable anti-tank guided missile. So these are used for targeting the tanks. ठीक है, यूक्रेन में इन्हीं टाइप्स के मिसाइल्स का बहुत यूज किया गया था टू शूट द टैंक्स एज वेल एज द हेलीकॉप्टर्स. ओके, which country has been removed from the list of high risk third countries by the European Union? So here guys, Pakistan is the right answer. So high risk third countries are those countries which do not have strong money laundering and terror funding norms in the country. Okay? So it is a list that includes countries with robust anti-money laundering and countering terror financing regimes. In October 2022, the Financial Action Task Force removed Pakistan from the list of countries under increased monitoring. Okay, this means the grey list. Just give me a second, guys. Who is mentioned on the list of astronauts on the Artemis second mission? So Artemis second, you must be knowing this fact that this mission aims to land a woman and a man of color on moon. By next year it will be launched. So among these options, which astronaut is on the Artemis 2 mission? So it is Christina Koch. So here you guys can clearly see the 4 people who are going to be a part of the Artemis mission. So this person is Victor Glover, this is Jeremy Hansen, Christina Koch and Wright Weissman. Okay, these are the 4 people and the names of these 4 people are important for you to remember. Okay, because Artemis is a very important mission of NASA. Which of the following is not among the pillars of the foreign trade policy 2023? Very, very important question, because foreign trade policy in itself is very, very important. Okay? So here you have the 5 options. Out of these 5 options, reduction in emission intensity of GDP is not a pillar of the foreign trade policy. Okay? And if you had not read about the foreign trade policy, this question I would deem is a really easy question. Why? Because you can read it from the options itself that reduction in the emission intensity of GDP is something that relates to a country's production. Okay? It is inward looking. ठीक है, अगर if we have to reduce our emission intensity, why would we include it in the foreign trade policy, which would have something to do with the other nations? Rather, we would have this pillar in the industrial policy of our nation or any other policy. But why in the foreign trade policy? Okay, so if you think from that perspective, then the elimination technique would have worked for you in this kind of a question. But again, whenever you deploy the elimination technique or you try to guess the answer, make sure that you are somewhere 95 to 99% sure. Then only mark the question as your guess. Okay? Then only do the guesswork. Otherwise, don't do it because you have negative marking also in the exam. Now, coming to this question's answer, I have already told you. Next question भी देख लेते हैं. It is also from the foreign trade policy and then we will discuss the foreign trade policy in a little brief. ठीक है? So the foreign trade policy 2023 focuses on streamlining this Comet policy to strengthen their exports and imports. What does M stand for in the full form of Comet? So here guys, material is the right answer. Now let's look at the full form of Comet as well as the entire foreign trade policy, which is relevant from the phase 1 of your exam. Okay? For phase 2, if you want to cover the foreign trade policy, then you should go for PIB 247. In the magazine, the foreign trade policy has been covered in quite a good length and very comprehensively the policy is covered. Okay, so उस perspective से भी जरूर पढ़ना because you can expect a question on this in either of your phases. Coming back to it, Directorate General of Foreign Trade has released the Foreign Trade Policy 2023 to guide the exports and imports of India. Very obvious. Objective is to boost the country's exports to 2 trillion by 2030 by shifting incentives to remission and entitlement-based regime. This is important. India's overall exports, including sports and merchandise, has crossed over $750 billion. When we see this number does not seem a very far-fetched number. Okay? We can clearly achieve $2 trillion exports by 2030 because the tenure is also huge. We have approximately 7 years to achieve this target, and we have reached this much in this tenure only. Okay. And the overall exports are expected to cross USD $760 billion by FY24, that is 2023 to 2024. Okay? This is very, very important. You can expect a question on this in your phase 1 also. 4 pillars of the policy. First is incentive to remission. Okay? Export promotion through collaboration, exporters, states, district, Indian missions. Ease of doing business, reduction in transaction cost, and e-initiatives. Emerging areas, that is e-commerce, developing districts as export hubs, and streamlining Comet policy. Now, what is Comet? So, Comet is basically a cohort of different areas. So, special chemicals, organisms, materials, equipments, and technology is the full form of Comet. Okay? And the basic focus is on these sectors, okay, of foreign trade policy of 2023. One more thing, which is again very important, that is that the foreign trade policy of this 2023, which has been released this year only, it aims to create towns of export excellence. Okay? It has a towns of export excellence scheme, and Faridabad, Mirzapur, Moradabad, Varanasi have been chosen as the new towns of excellence. And we have existing 39 towns of excellence, excluding these four, okay? Because these have been chosen right now. So prior to their nomination, 39 towns were the towns of export excellence. Okay? ये बहुत important facts है guys, please इनको ध्यान रखिएगा. They can be asked. What is the tagline of UCO Bank? Honors your trust. A very basic static GK question. Okay? Which fintech company has partnered with the Women Entrepreneurship platform as part of its CSR initiative to equip women entrepreneurs with domain knowledge as well as the financial and technical know-how needed to fulfill their business goals? So here guys, Bharat Pay is the right answer. Now Bharat Pay has a particular CSR initiative, and the initiative's name is Bharat Pay Cares. Like we have the PM Cares, ऐसे ही Bharat Pay also cares. Okay, and under this particular CSR initiative, they aim at the women entrepreneurs by providing them the required knowledge so that they can also start their business and leverage their business. Okay. Next question is, which bank has launched the WhatsApp banking service in collaboration with Airtel? It's India Post Payment Bank, a 100% government-owned entity. It is the only payment bank which is 100% owned by the government. It is also a scheduled commercial bank. On that note, quickly tell me how many payment banks are scheduled commercial banks in India, and also their names. Okay? Just give me the answer. Very good, Manjeet Kumar, very good. So Paytm, Fino, India Post Payment Bank, and Airtel. These are the 4 banks, payment banks, which are on the scheduled commercial banks list, and we have a total of 6 payment banks in India. Jio and NSDL are the other 2 payment banks. Okay, so do remember this number. We have 6 payment banks in India, not 12. Which bank has launched Digi Portfolio, an investment solution based on the risk appetite of the investor? So DBS Bank India is the right answer. It is nothing but a usual kind of a platform that these companies usually launch. How many advance pricing agreements were signed by the Central Board of Direct Taxes with Indian taxpayers in FY22 to 23? So 95 is the right answer. Now there is a very peculiar thing attached to this particular news. The thing is that this is the highest number of APAs that CBDT has signed. Quickly tell me what is pricing agreements. Okay, so let me just tell you that these kinds of pricing agreements are done between companies and the government. Okay, and they include, basically they tax on the transfer pricing. So what is a transfer price? Okay, quickly tell me what is transfer pricing. This concept is closely associated with the advanced pricing agreements, and let me see how many of you are prepared. Yes, advanced pricing agreements are done to assess the tax rate in advance कि कितना tax हम लगाएंगे आपके ऊपर. But what is transfer pricing? Because the tax rate is decided on the transfer pricing only. Transfer of goods and services that are priced between the related parties. Related parties means, for example, the main company, the parent company has sold certain goods to its subsidiary. Then these two parties would be the related parties, and at the price on which the good will be sold, that price would be called as the transfer pricing. So that is the concept. I hope you have read about the concept in detail, and in case you haven't done that, please guys do that. Certain concepts are important, and nowadays RBI is focusing on a broader perspective. So don't be astonished if you get a question on transfer pricing in your phase 1 of RBI. Okay. Next question is, pin code is the e-commerce app of which company? So PhonePe is the right answer. Okay. What is the interest rate on the Kisan Vikas Patra in Q1 of FY24? So here 7.5% is the right answer. Now here you need to know one to two things about this thing. First is that it is a small saving scheme. Okay. Secondly, the interest rate on the small saving schemes are changed quarterly by the government of India, majorly the Ministry of Finance. Okay, so let's have a look at the Kisan Vikas Patra and Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme, because these two are the most important small saving schemes run by the government. Others are also important, but these two are the most prominent ones. Okay, so guys, this is the FY23 rate and this is the FY24 rate, Q1, and this is Q4 rate. So here a comparison has been given to you. Now 7.5% would be the interest rate, and the maturity will be done in 115 months. The payment of the interest is annual. Sukanya Samriddhi account scheme is 7.6% was the rate. Now it has been increased to 8%, and annual is the method of payment. Okay. Now do pay attention to this fact that you need to cover the small saving schemes interest rate for the quarter also. Okay. The most important ones I have highlighted here, and I don't think that apart from this, the other kinds of schemes like 5-year FD scheme and all that would be asked in the exam. So you can clearly skip those interest rates. Which organization releases the India Development Report? Important question. All the organizations, their reports are important. So World Bank is the right answer. Who is the CEO and MD of Tata Power? So here guys, Praveer Sinha is the right answer. India has become the first country in the world to develop its own sophisticated mathematical model to track the spread of TB cases. In consideration of the above statement, which of the following is the correct statement? So I'm giving you 2 seconds to read the statements and then tell me the right answer. Which is the correct statement here? Correct statement बताओ मुझे जल्दी से. So here guys, option A is the correct statement. Okay. So according to the WHO, the India's TB incidence rate per 1 lakh population stands at 210 in 2021. Whereas according to India's model, how much is the number? Can anyone of you tell me what is the number according to the India model for 2022? Guys, it is 196. So according to the Indian TB model for 2022, the TB incidence rate was 196, whereas the WHO is saying that it is 210. That is one thing. India model estimates the India's rate of reduction of TB cases at 18% and not 22%. The global rate of reduction was 11% and not 23%. Okay, so option A is the only correct statement here. Recently, Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics under the UGC has partnered with NASA to develop artificial intelligence-based model for predicting solar storms. Which country does the center belong to? So obviously UGC is mentioned in the question itself, so it is India. Pray for such kind of questions in the examination, because if you get such hints in the questions, then it would be a lottery kind of a thing for you. Next question is, which company has developed the Dhavan II cryogenic rocket engine? So it is Skyroot Aerospace. Again, such type of engine किसने कब बनाया है, या धवन 2 इंजन कब बनाया है, या किसने बनाया है, या फिर अमोघ मिसाइल किसने बनाई है? Such type of questions only require you to remember the manufacturer and the name of the weapon. ठीक है, weapon or the development. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has announced a plan to add -gigawatt of renewable energy capacity in the next 5 years to achieve its target of 500 gigawatt of clean energy by 2030. So what is the target? The target is to add 250 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity in the next 5 years. ठीक है, to achieve the 500 gigawatt of clean energy. Central government has reached the highest ever GI registrations in 2022 to 23 by completing 33 new GI registrations under the Geographical Indication of Goods Registration and Protection Act 1999. How many products are GI tagged now after this inclusion? So 465 is the right answer. Who is the chair of the 14-member committee formed by the Union Housing and Urban Affairs Ministry to examine the stalled real estate projects and recommend ways to complete them? So here guys, Amitabh Kant is the right answer. Which state has launched India's first cool roof policy 2023 to 2028? So guys, Telangana is the right answer. Now, in the last section only, I taught you about the urban cooling plan. A state in India has launched its urban cooling plan. Can any one of you tell me the name of the state? Which state has launched the urban cooling plan in the month of March? Very good. Tamil Nadu had launched the urban cooling plan. Recently, United Kingdom has announced to become the 12th member of the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. Identify the correct statement with regards to the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership. One more thing, always pay attention to this word correct or incorrect, okay? It might confuse you. So here you have the 3 statements. Read the statements quickly and then tell me the answer. And all the statements are quite visible to all of you. So quickly give me the answer. Option E is only 3 if you can't see the option. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Now the third statement is wrong because it was launched in 2018 and it accounts for 13% of the world's income, and this is true. Okay? Which of the following issues is the Washington Treaty related to? So it is related to the establishment of North Atlantic Treaty Organization, probably the one which has ignited the fire between Russia and Ukraine, whatever it is. But the thing of importance is 1949 is the year of establishment of NATO. Quickly tell me the countries which have recently joined NATO or are in the process of joining NATO. Which state has topped in the larger states category of the third edition of India Justice Report 2022? So here guys, Karnataka is the right answer. Which organization releases this report? Tell me the right answer. Yes, Finland and Sweden were in the process of joining the NATO. Finland has got the approval. Sweden has not got it now. Yes, NATO plus हो गया है. Because earlier NATO was a group of 30 countries. Now it has been expanded. Next question is, what is the tenure of the Amrit Mahotsav FD scheme of IDBI Bank? So here the tenure is 444 days. Which has become the first bank in the country to open a special rupee Vostro account through its corresponding bank in Malaysia, that is India International Bank of Malaysia. So which bank it is? It is guys Union Bank of India. So it is the first Bank of India which has opened a special rupee Vostro account in an international branch. Usually the Vostro accounts are opened within the domestic territory, as we have seen in the case of Russia. Okay. But in this case, the account has been opened through an international branch, that is India International Bank of Malaysia. With one more African country, we have signed, the RBI had given the approval to open the Vostro account. Can you name that country? Which country has got the approval from RBI to open special Vostro accounts in India? Next question is, SBI has extended the WeCare Senior Citizens Term Deposit Program for a period of up to June 30, 2023. The interest rate offered under the scheme is 7.5% for tenure ranging 5 to 10 years. When was the product introduced by SBI? So here guys, 2020 is the right answer. Which bank has launched Digital Dukaan, a comprehensive digital solution to empower merchants to accept payment through various digital models and manage their day-to-day business digitally? So here guys, Axis Bank is the right answer. Who has been appointed as the Executive Director of RBI in April 2023? Important. Neeraj Nigam is the right answer. Who has been appointed as the 40th President of FICCI Ladies Organization? Sudha Shiv Kumar is the right answer. Okay. These are the appointment related questions. So you can clearly see they do not need any kind of explanation. So I'm just moving ahead. Who has been appointed as the MD and CEO of Axis Securities for a tenure of 3 years? So here Pranav Haridasan is the right answer. International Day of Conscience is observed on April 5th. Which NPO has won the Children's Champion Award 2023 in the Health and Nutrition category? So Tapoban is the right answer. So it has won the Children Champion Award 2023. This award is important. So who was conferred the Chevalier de la Légion d'Honneur, that is Knight of the Legion of Honor, by French Ambassador to India, that is Emmanuel Lenin. So who has won this award? This award has been won by Kiran Nadar. With which country has India signed the defense cooperation agreement to set up and expand military cooperation between both the countries? So it is India and Romania. Now these two countries are going to collaborate on the defense cooperation. Okay? With which OTT platform has Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting signed an agreement to deal to stream the TV shows and movies produced by the government-run studios? And the government-run studios are the Prasar Bharati owned studios. Okay? Basically, Prasar Bharati is the network of Broadcasting, that is under the Government of India, and it manages your Doordarshan and All India Radio. Recently, there was a scheme of the government to restructure the Prasar Bharati owned organizations. Can you tell me the outlay of that scheme? How much is the outlay? Okay, coming back to this question, let me inform you that Amazon is the company. Amazon India has signed the agreement with Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting. Okay? Quickly tell me the outlay of the scheme which aims to restructure the Prasar Bharati organizations. Okay, so this is on you guys, totally on you. Tell me the right answer. Which state has introduced the first solar-powered tourist vessel named Suryamshu to boost the state tourism? So here Kerala is the right answer. So related to Kerala, today itself I was reading that Kerala has become the first e-governance state of India. Okay? So do remember this fact as well. As per a newspaper report published in April 2023, Union Cabinet has approved the signing of a tripartite agreement between German Development Bank KfW, the Government of India, for securing a green energy corridor project being implemented by the Dash. So it is a tripartite agreement. So Government of India, then we have the German Development Bank and a state involved in it. So here the right answer is Kerala. So the third party is Kerala. Usually whenever there is an agreement between a state of India and an international organization, the Government of India is the invisible hand. It is the inherent party in every international agreement signed by any state in India. The reason of that is that in case a state fails to make the payment to that multilateral organization, the Government of India will do it. Okay? So that is how this is happening. Okay? Recently, the World Trade Organization has released the Global Trade Outlook 2023 report. Which of the following statements are incorrect about the report? So incorrect kaun si hai? First of all, do remember, WTO releases the Global Trade Outlook, which is a very obvious question in case if it comes in the examination. Now, here are the statements. Quickly read the statements and tell me what is the right answer. So, read the statements carefully and then tell me the right answer. The incorrect statement here. So here guys, option E is the right answer. None of these statements are incorrect. So let's have a look at the statements of this particular report because these are the correct statements. So through these statements, let's revise the Global Trade Outlook report. First is the world merchandise trade volume is projected to grow to 1.7% in 2023 before picking up to 3.2% in 2024. The value of world merchandise trade rose 12% to $25.3 trillion in 2022. Okay? Then we have the value of world commercial services trade increased by 15% in 2022 to $6.8 trillion. Then digitally delivered services exports were worth 3.82 trillion in the same year. Now this is important, digitally delivered services. Okay, so that is another fact which is very important from the facts given here. What was the growth rate of banks credit on a year-on-year basis in 2022 to 2023 as per the RBI's data? So guys, it was 15%. The growth rate of banks credit is 15%. Okay, recently the data of the public sector banks profit has been released. Okay, can any one of you tell me that which PSB has made the highest profit in FY23 in absolute terms? Can anyone tell me that? And also, which bank has the highest growth rate of profit in the same year? Just let me tell you that both of these banks are different. Yes, Bank of Maharashtra has the highest percentage rise. Okay? That is 126%, and the SBI had the highest profit booked in FY23 in absolute terms. Coming back to the next question. What is Indira Gandhi International Airport's position in the Airport Council International's world busiest airport for passengers in 2022 report? So here guys, what is the right answer? The right answer is 9th. India's airport is positioned at the 9th position. In the bi-monthly policy of April 2023, RBI has announced to launch a secure web-based centralized portal named Pravha to simplify and streamline application processes. The portal will show time limits for deciding on the application and approvals sought. This measure will bring greater efficiencies into regulatory processes and facilitate ease of doing business for the regulated entities of RBI. What does V stand for in the full form of Pravha? Full forms are always asked in the examination. So here validation guys is the right answer. Let's have a look at the bi-monthly policy. So here are the current rates which were decided. So you can clearly see that repo rate has been increased to 6.5%, which is quite high, I would say. Okay. RBI has launched the Pravha portal platform for regulatory application, validation and authorization to simplify and streamline the application processes. We have already read this statement in the question itself. That is the purpose of this Pravha portal. Next question is, recently India has been elected to the UN Statistical Commission by the UN Economic and Social Council. South Korea was another country to win the other seat in the Asia Pacific states category. The UN ECOSOC is one of the 6 principal organs of the UN system, which was established by the UN Charter in 1945. The Statistical Commission is the highest body dealing with the international statistical activities and is responsible for the standards setting in the field of statistics. What is the tenure of India in this commission and when did India join the commission last time? Okay, so इतनी बड़ी राम कथा जो लिखी गई है यहाँ पे वो सब आपका टाइम वेस्ट करने के लिए ही लिखी गई है, ठीक है. But again मैं यही कहूँगी, it does not mean that you can clearly skip the reading of the question and jump to the last sentence because usually the questions are tricky. Okay. Option A is the right answer here. 4 years is the tenure of India this time, and 2004 is the tenure, is the year in which India joined the Statistical Commission last time. Okay, was elected to the Statistical Commission. Which state has been awarded as the best performing state among the northeastern states in the implementation of eProcurement in April 2023? Let me tell you that we are talking about the eProcurement through the government e-marketplace portal, which sells the products of MSME. Okay, majorly. So Tripura is the right answer. Quickly tell me the year of launch of GEM. अच्छा मैंने लिख दिया. Okay, so guys, we have completed 50 questions by now, and let me tell you, we have 110 questions in this session. So you have to be patient with me, and I'll try to finish the session quickly as soon as possible. Now tell me, are you guys liking the session? Okay, so yes, answers Manit आपको मिल जाएंगे PDF में. You just have to look at the bottom of the corner. Manjeet, annotated PDF would be a little difficult for me to provide to you because I guess the upload, I mean the feature of saving this annotated PDF is a little little difficult. Okay, let me see if I can provide you the annotated PDF also. Okay, thank you so much guys. चलिए एक last quote देख लेते हैं हम, उसके बाद we will move to the questions. So if you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. So Lao Tzu is a very famous, very prominent philosopher from China, and he has said this very beautiful thing, because if you see of this moment, there is no anxiety, and that is why we say time is relative. Time is not constant, it is relative. The philosophical reason according to me here is that the time is relative because present is this, but we live in past or future only. Okay? So try to be at peace, try to live in the present, and the very basic thing you can do for that is to focus on your breath whenever you feel anxious and you go back and forth in the past or the future. ठीक है? So breath पे focus करोगे तो it will be easier for you to come back to the प्रेजेंट. और चिंता करने से तो वैसे भी कुछ नहीं बदलेगा. एग्जाम आएगा, एग्जाम में आपको अपीयर होना है, रिजल्ट भी आपका आपकी प्रिपरेशन के बेसिस पे ही आएगा. चिंता का इसमें कोई रोल ही नहीं है. सो डू नॉट वरी अबाउट एनीथिंग. ओके, जस्ट पे 100% अटेंशन टू व्हाट यू आर डूइंग. बस दैट इज ऑल दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड फ्रॉम यू. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन पे चलते हैं हम. दैट इज विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स इज आर करेक्ट about the Indian Space Policy 2023. So far we haven't heard about this policy. It was announced in April, and when it was announced, the aim is that India aims to increase its share in the global space market from 2% to 10%. At present, the global worth of the space industry is $500 billion, which is obviously going to increase, and with the increase in the total worth, the Indian government aims to increase the share of India in the global space market from 2% to 10%. Okay, so this is very, very important statement. Do remember this. Moving ahead, the 8th anniversary of Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana was celebrated in 2023. The scheme was launched in 2015 to provide loans of 10 lakh to non-corporate, non-farm, small and micro entrepreneurs. Since its inception, the scheme has sanctioned dash in a 40.82 crore loan accounts. About dash of accounts under the scheme belong to the women entrepreneurs, and dash of accounts belong to entrepreneurs of SC and ST and OBC categories respectively. So what is the right answer here? The right answer is option B. 23.2 trillion rupees have been disbursed under this Pradhan Mantri Mudra scheme in 40.82 crore loan accounts. Okay, this is one fact. The other fact is that 68% of the total accounts belong to the women account. Okay, belong to the women. So 68% of the beneficiaries of this scheme are women. Then we have 51% belonging to SC and OBC categories. Do remember this thing, that SC, ST and OBC are the vertical, you can say vertical reservations, whereas women is a horizontal reservation. So it may happen that out of the total 68 account, if we take that amount is 100%, yeah, loan account number is 100, then 68 accounts belong to women, and these women might belong to SC and ST categories also. So there must be some women who are from unreserved category, there must be some women who are from SC/ST category. Okay? So in a total there are 100 accounts. Out of these, 68 belong to women, 51 accounts belong to SC and ST people, SC/ST OBC people. Okay? I hope that this makes sense and it is clear to all of you how 68 and 51% are adding up to 100%. Okay? You don't have to take them separately, you just have to look it in the vertical reservation and horizontal reservations perspective. Moving ahead, which country has received the standby credit facility worth $200 million from India? So guys, it is Bhutan. Bhutan receives this facility to implement its 5-year plan. And India has been extending amount to Bhutan to implement the 5-year plan of Bhutan. Okay? Identify the correct statement from the options given below. Quickly read the statements and tell me the correct answer. So here guys, option E is the right answer. Diplomatic relations between India and Bhutan started in 1968. Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation was signed between India and Bhutan in 1949, just 2 years after our independence. We signed the Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation with Bhutan. Okay, and do remember, Treaty of Friendship and Cooperation was signed between India and Bhutan, because this can also be a question. Okay? Then India has been extending the financial assistance to Bhutan for its 5-year plan. This is true. Recently, the Ministry of Education has released the draft of the National Curriculum Framework for School Education 2023. What was the year in which the last framework was launched? So 2005 is the year. And this 2023 curriculum aims to replace the 2005 curriculum. How many total enrollments were registered under the NPS and APS respectively as per the latest data released in April 2023? So guys, option A here is the right answer. 16 lakh enrollments were done in the National Pension Scheme and 1.19 crore enrollments were done in the Atal Pension Scheme. Okay. Which article of the Constitution provides for the setting up of a Finance Commission? So Article 28 is the right answer. Currently, we have the 15th Finance Commission chaired by N.K. Singh. Okay. Now, the government has announced to set up the 16th Finance Commission in the month of November. So, we will get to know the chairperson of this commission only in November when the commission will be set up. But do remember that the 16th Finance Commission will be given the time period, or you can say the Finance Commission's report will be implemented from October 2025. So it has been given the time period to submit its report by 2025. Because the tenure of the current 15th Finance Commission is till 2025 to 2026. So it will the 16th one will submit its report in 2025. October में submit करेगा. What is the estimated number of tigers as per the latest Tiger Census 2022? 3,167 tigers are there in India, and 70% of the world's population of tigers reside in India. So do remember this thing. St. Petersburg Declaration was signed in 2010 in Russia. And this particular declaration aimed to double the population of tigers by the year 2022. And India has achieved this target of doubling the population of tiger by now. Okay? Now we have the population of 3,167 tigers. There one more thing, that we have a Petersburg in Germany also. And there the Petersburg Climate Dialogue was organized. Okay, so don't confuse the Petersburgs that we have in two different countries. Where was the Festival of Innovation and Entrepreneurship 2023 organized? So guys, Delhi is the right answer, and nothing much happened during the festival, so it's not that important. It's just that the venue is important. Which state has launched a new project Sanjeevani to provide quality treatment to livestock in a time-bound manner? So here Himachal is the right answer. Himachal is the only state where the commercial cultivation of mulethi has been started. Okay? And hing also. Where was the first international quantum communication conclave organized? So here guys, Delhi is the right answer again. It's the national capital. So sometimes such kind of conclaves and meetings are organized in Delhi, but don't always go for Delhi because we do not organize everything in Delhi. Okay? That is one fact that you should be aware of. Moving ahead, which of the following statements is that correct with regards to the Vibrant Villages program? Read the statement carefully. Tell me the right answer. Those who are giving the answer before even me reading the question completely, I guess they have covered the spotlight and they have attempted the questions previously. चलो अच्छा है, अगर आपने पहले से पढ़ा है then it is well and good, because that must be helping you here when you are revising the facts. Vibrant villages basically means to increase the infrastructure of the border villages that share the border across China. LAC के across जो भी border villages है, their infrastructure will be developed. Infrastructure and economy will be boosted, so that they do not become the ghost villages. Okay, so I have got the answer from Aishna Bansal. Very good. Only first and two are the correct because the 455 villages are from Arunachal Pradesh and not Sikkim. Okay. Okay, so let me just, okay. Next question is, who has won the World Chess Armageddon Asia and Oceania event held in Berlin, Germany? So D. Gugesh guys had won this championship. Daniil Medvedev won Miami Open for his fourth title of the year and 19th overall, who was defeated by Medvedev at the Miami Open. So Jannik Sinner is the right answer. Sometimes the person who has got defeated are also asked. Where is the Vaikunt Mehta National Institute of Cooperative Management located? So guys, it is located in Pune, and it has been recently given a grant of rupees dash to convert this center into the Center of Excellence for Cooperative Education and Training. Okay? Tell me how much amount has been given to this particular center to convert it into a Center of Excellence for Cooperative Education and Training. Which Indian state has chaired the first of its kind digital cabinet meeting from Kyoto, Japan? So it's Odisha. So Naveen Patnaik, the CM of Odisha, was in Japan, and from there he has chaired the cabinet meeting back in Odisha. So that is why it is the first digital meeting from Japan. Where is the Jatayu Conservation and Breeding Center located? So it is Uttar Pradesh. It's the first of its kind in the world, okay, for vultures. Jatayu is the mythological character in Ramayana. So taking the name from there, this is the world's first vulture conservation center that has been set up in Uttar Pradesh. 30 crore, absolutely right. 30 crore has been infused, or you can say given to the Vaikunt Center in Pune. Which state UT will organize the Eat Right Millet Mela? So here guys, Jammu Kashmir is the right answer. Millet related many activities we have already discussed in the previous sessions. So I hope you have covered the millet related all kinds of news. Which city houses India's first 3D printed house? So here Chennai is the right answer. So at the campus of IIT Madras, this particular house is located, and it was inaugurated 2 years ago. Now recently, what is the news? The news is that we have the first 3D printed post office in India, and it is at Bangalore or Bangalore. Which country has successfully tested a long-range, high-precision kamikaze drone loaded with a 50 kg warhead? So it is Iran. Okay, so these are the suicide drones. These are also called suicide drones. MF Hydra is the world's first liquid hydrogen ferry. Which country houses the ferry at present? So Norway guys houses the ferry. OFAC 13 spy satellite belongs to which country? So it belongs to Israel. Okay. US Navy's guided missile destroyer USS Milius conducted a navigational rights and freedoms mission in the South China Sea near the Spratly Islands. The islands are a disputed archipelago between China and Dash in the South China Sea. So here guys, Philippines is the right answer. So you can clearly see that from the defense news, the question has been asked from the geography, okay? And it is not a new concept that you are getting that you are encountering here. Previously also, the RBI has asked you about the location of Seychelles, the ocean in which Seychelles is located. So such kinds of questions are there. So you need to prepare from the geographical perspective as well. Now here, guys, this is the actual Google map location. So here we have the Spratly Islands, and this is, guys, your Philippines. And here we have been given a more zoomed in image of the Spratly Islands location. Okay, so here you can clearly see it. And obviously we know that why is China so hell-bent on accumulating the territories in the South China Sea? Because of the minerals which are available in the bed of the South China Sea. Next question is, which country has launched the Golden License Initiative for incentivizing investments and job creation? So Bahrain is the right answer. So through this Golden License Initiative, the foreigners will be given the license to live in Bahrain if they invest and if they are highly skilled professionals. What is the corpus of the Corporate Debt Market Development Fund? So here 33,000 crore is the right answer. Recently, NSE Indices Limited, a subsidiary of NSE, has launched the first ever real estate investment trust and the InvIT index. The new index, Nifty REITs and InvITs index, aims to track the performance of REITs and InvITs that are publicly listed and traded on NSE. What is the base year of this index? So here guys, 2019 is the right answer. So base year is 2019. 1000 has been considered as the base value upon which the current value of these REITs and InvITs will be calculated, and then the investors will be able to track the index. Now one more thing, that the assessment will be done on a quarterly basis. Okay? How much is the interest rate on the General Provident Fund from April to June 2023 quarter? So 7.1% is the right answer. So guys, it is similar to the Employee Provident Fund. Okay, so it is just like the Employee Provident Fund, or you can say another variant of the Employee Provident Fund for the government employees. Okay, so this is also for government employees. Who is the author of Courting India, England, Mughal India and Origins of Empire? So Nandini Das is the right answer. What is the global inflation projection for 2023 by IMF in its World Economic Outlook April 2023 report? Very important question. So 7% guys is the right answer. So pay attention, inflation projection has been asked, not the GDP growth rate. So here guys, IMF expects the global inflation to be 7% in this year, and it will fall to 4.9% in the next year. Okay. Then the report has downgraded the GDP forecast for the world and India from its previous estimate, and the reasons are the high inflation, rising geographical tension, financial stability, impact of war in Ukraine as the causes. Okay. So this is another statement or the observation of the report. Close to 90% of the advanced economies will experience slowing growth this year, while Asia's emerging markets are expected to see a substantial rise in economic output, with India and China predicted to account for half of all the growth. Okay, this is important. Now let's have a look at the growth rates. So here, for 2023, that is 2023 to 2024, FY24, 5.9% is the growth percentage. For 24, 6.3% has been the projected growth rate. World के लिए it is 2.8% for the current year and 3% for the next year. Moving ahead, when is the CRPF Valor Day observed? So April 9 is the right answer. Recently, the Startup Incubation and Innovation Center has signed a corporate social responsibility agreement with Kanpur-based Advanced Weapons and Equipment India Limited. The particular center is the technology business incubator of which IIT? So here guys, IIT Kanpur is the right answer. Who is the chair of Inter-Services Panel formed by the Indian Armed Forces to examine different aspects of disability pension to their personnel? So here guys, Army's Adjutant General will be holding this position of the Inter-Services Panel. Quickly tell me who is the current Army's Adjutant General. What is the name of this person? Who holds this person? Who holds this position? Sorry, not person. Which state had the highest utilization to released funds ratio for the member of parliament local area development scheme in FY23 according to the data of Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation? So here guys, Gujarat is the right answer. The MP-led scheme aims to give 5 crores to the members of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Then for per project, the amount is rupees 2.5 lakh, and this has been recently amended. So do remember, the year of launch of MP-led is 1993. Which is the top rated tiger reserve in the 5th cycle of the management effectiveness evaluation of tiger reserves in India 2023. So it is basically a survey, okay? And this survey aims to assess the practices adopted by the tiger reserves, okay, whether they are effectively managing the reserves or not. Okay, so as per the report, Perrier Tiger Reserve is the right answer. Which ministry will organize the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Young Authors Conference 2023? So Ministry of Education is the right answer. Obviously, author word is there, so you can clearly associate it with Ministry of Education. Identify the correct statements from the options given below. So quickly read out the statements. I guess the statements are visible to you. Okay, so let me just read out the 5th statement for you. India has the 3rd highest number of functional nuclear reactors in the world. In the world it is written. Okay? So here guys, option E is the right answer. So it is, okay, so option E here is the right answer, and the question is wrong because it is asking you the incorrect statement. Other statements are correct. So India is not the 3rd largest. India has the 6th highest number of functional nuclear reactors in the world. So this statement is clearly incorrect here. Which university has been notified as a center of protection of plant varieties and farmers' rights authority under the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers' Welfare? So here guys, Kerala Agriculture University is the right answer. With which institute has Unique Identification Authority of India signed an MOU to develop a robust touchless biometric capture system for easier usage by people anytime, anywhere? So here guys, IIT Bombay has signed this MOU with the UIDAI, Unique Identification Authority of India. With which country, state, region, territory signed the Good Friday Agreement to end its civil war? So it is guys Northern Ireland. Okay? Northern Ireland should be written here, not Iceland. Sorry, Ireland. It's Northern Ireland which has signed the Good Friday Agreement in order to end its civil dispute, which was because the Northern Ireland and the main Republic of Ireland, they were fighting because the Northern Ireland is right now a part of UK. So in order to free that part, the civil unrest was there. And then US jumped in between the civil unrest, and then the Good Friday Agreement was signed. Which country is organizing the multinational war game codenamed Orion? France is the right answer. On which route are India's first semi-high speed regional rail services available? So Delhi to Meerut is the right answer. From Delhi to Meerut, these services are available. G20 Science 20 conference on clean energy for greener future was organized where? So Agartala is the right answer. So it is a really very big boost for the northeastern region, because now we are organizing the summits, important meetings in the northeastern region. So obviously these states' economy are also going to get a boost somewhere or the other, because it will also help in attracting investments for this particular region. Next question is, recently the second Energy Transition Working Group meeting under India's G20 presidency has been concluded in Gandhinagar. The first meeting was held in Bangalore, and where will the third meeting be held? So guys, the third meeting will be held in Mumbai. What is the target of the mission Amrit Sarovar? So here guys, option B, constructing 50,000 Amrit Sarovars by August 15, 2023. So by this year's Independence Day, we will have 50,000 Amrit Sarovars in the nation. So in Jammu and Kashmir, the Prime Minister had launched this Amrit Sarovar initiative. Which state does the Sharbati wheat belong to? Madhya Pradesh is the right answer. Which national park has recently set up a new ferrarium inside the park? So here guys, Araviculam National Park is the right answer. So this particular ferrarium has multiple varieties of ferns. How much is India's defense export in 2022 to 2023? So 16,000 crore rupees is the right answer, and this is the highest value of defense exports that India has achieved. How many indicators were used in the business environment ranking 2023? So here guys, 91 indicators were used. Let's have a look at the ranking. First of all, Economic Intelligence Unit releases this particular ranking. Do remember this thing. Secondly, 82 countries were assessed, 91 indicators were there. Business mein, if we were to talk about the top country, then we have Singapore at the top. Then we have Canada, then we have Denmark. Out of these 17 economies in the Asian region, India is ranked at the 10th position. So we are talking about the Asian economies only. Okay? In the 2023 to 2027 forecast period. So India is going to remain at the 10th, you can say, highest economy. If we talk about the 5-year period from 2023 to 2027. Okay, so you can clearly see the ranking. The ranking of India is 6th. Okay. The change in ranking of India is by 6 points. What is India's rank in the world's most criminal countries list released by the World of Statistics Organization? So 77th is the right answer. So World of Statistics Organization has released the world's most criminal countries index, you can say, or report. So this is the first of its kind ranking that has been released as of now, because I hadn't heard about the criminal countries ranking as such. Terrorism index was there, but criminal countries ranking is very unique in itself. Okay? 135 countries were assessed, and out of this, India stood at the 77th position. Venezuela is at the first position. Okay? Then Japan is the 135th positioned country. That means it is at the last. Separately, the World Population Review ranked Afghanistan in the 4th spot on the list of the countries with highest crime rate in 2023, and India was ranked in this particular World Population Review at the 71st position. ठीक है? ये 2 points अलग-अलग हैं. I hope you won't confuse and you won't mix these 2 points. In the World Statistics Organization's criminal countries ranking, India is 77th, and in the World Population Review's ranking, India is 71st. As far as the crime rate is concerned. Okay? Which organization has released the Artificial Intelligence Index Report 2023? So Stanford University is the right answer. अगर आप लोगों को लग रहा है कि सेशन यहाँ खत्म हो गया है, so पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त, 10 क्वेश्चंस अभी बाकी है. ठीक है? So let's quickly wind up these 10 questions and the session. Identify the correct statement about the World Bank funded animal health system support for One Health. So I hope you remember that this particular project was launched in April 2023. Very recent initiative. Quickly read the statements and tell me which is the which is the correct statement. So here guys, option A is the right answer. The program aims to create an ecosystem for a better animal health management using the One Health approach, covering the 5 states in it. Assam, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka are going to be the 5 states. 151 districts have been chosen for this particular scheme, and the outlay of this scheme is 1,228.70 crores. then you would be thinking that what is wrong in this particular statement if the outlay is correctly mentioned. Wrong is this word. It's not a central sponsored, it is a central sector scheme. Okay, so pay attention to each and every word. As per a newspaper report published in April 2023, Canara Bank and NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited have launched the cross-border inward bill payment services for Indians based in Dash. NRIs can now leverage the robust platform offered by the Bharat Bill Payment System to make bill payments on behalf of their families through Dash. This cross-border bill payment service is already live in Dash. So what is the right answer, guys? Right answer is option B. So basically now the Indians living in Oman can make the bill payment for their families living in India. Okay, for example, electricity payment or DTH payment, whatever payment is there that is allowed on the Bharat Bill Pay portal, they can make the payment sitting in Oman for their family members living in India. Okay. The next thing is that the payments will be routed through the Mosandam exchange, which is the exchange of Oman. Then this kind of facility is already live in Kuwait. Okay. In April 2023, Uttarakhand CM Pushkar Singh Dhami launched a health accredited agent for health and extension of livestock production program. For launching this program, the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying and Dash scheme have signed an MOU to address the healthcare needs of the livestock population in a village. So again, this question becomes important because a government scheme is involved in it. So the scheme is National Rural Livelihood Mission. So the Uttarakhand Department of Animal Husbandry and National Rural Livelihood Mission, both of them have collaborated, and now the rural people will get employment of taking care of the livestock population through this integration. Okay? State Bank of India has extended the validity of Amrit Kalash special fixed deposit. ठीक है? So we have अमृत करके काफी सारी schemes है, FD की ही काफी सारे banks की. ठीक है? We have read one question above. Now we have another question, that is Amrit Kalash special FD scheme. So just remember the bank which is launching the scheme and the specific features of this particular FD scheme, because remember this is the bank's regulator exam. So you can definitely be asked the questions related to specific banks. And here, किसी भी तुच्छ पुच्छ बैंक की बात नहीं हो रही है. We are talking about India's largest bank, which was once called as the Imperial Bank of India. Okay, so we are talking about this bank. So obviously, इस particular FD scheme के features भी पूछे जा सकते हैं. Now, what is the tenure? So 400 days is the tenure of this particular scheme, and these are the statements which are highlighting the importance of this Amrit Kalash and the news associated with this particular FD scheme. In which month did West Bengal celebrate the Navabarsha festival? April is the right answer. You may feel that the month related या date related questions में April या फिर April related dates हैं, तो it becomes easy. But guys, it is easier for you right now because you are covering the April current affairs. But when you have all the jumbled up questions in the examination, it might become difficult. Therefore, I always tell you to create a fact sheet. ठीक है, एक note बना लो जिसमें you have the dates and you have the days particularly written alongside them, or better, it's very much better that you use the calendar. ठीक है, कैलेंडर को ही यूज कर लो और कैलेंडर में ही लिख लो. अगर मे है तो फॉर एग्जाम्पल मे डे, दैट इज द लेबर डे. इट विल हेल्प यू इन रिमेंबरिंग अ लॉट. ठीक है. Which country has launched the world's first drone carrier ship? So it is the Anadolu. So it has been launched by Turkey. I don't know what would be its Turkish pronunciation. Moving ahead, who has received the Business Leader of the Decade award at the All India Management Association's 13th Managing India Awards? So here Kumar Mangalam Birla is the right answer. Which countries have announced a common platform for talks among bilateral creditors to coordinate restructuring of Sri Lanka's debt? So here guys, we have option E as the right answer. So India, France and Japan. In April, UNCTAD released the Trade and Development Report update, Global Trends and Prospects Report. The report projects India's economic growth to decline to 6% in 2023 from 6.6% in 2022. Which of the following reasons have been cited by the report for this particular decline? So you have these reasons. Quickly tell me what is the reason cited by the report for the decline in the GDP projection or the growth projection. So guys, here, yes, option 1 is the right answer. Option A is the right answer. Only fall in the government spending has been cited as the reason for the fall in the GDP growth of India, economic growth of India. Government spending do play a major role in economic upliftment or economic acceleration. Okay. So here it is only written that the global growth rate is projected to decline because of slowing global growth and financial fallout because of the rising interest rate. Okay, so global growth is slowing because of the rising interest rates, but India's growth rate is slowing because of the low government spending. Now here we have the world output, okay, given here, or the growth rate, economic growth rate. So you can clearly see 2023 ka it is 6% projected. This is the last question of the day. So which bank has launched India's first voice biometric authentication service for logging into the mobile banking application in collaboration with Kaizen Security, secure company? So here City Union Bank is the right answer. So India's first voice biometric authentication service. Okay? So by using your voice, you can now log in into the mobile application. So City Union Bank is the right answer, do remember. However, deepfakes के ज़माने में it is quite a risky facility. Okay, do you know what deepfakes are? So this is my last question from all of you. Can anyone tell me? What is the meaning of deepfakes and how it is going to pose a threat to this particular service? Morphing of what? Morphing of voice. Yes. So here guys, now it's time to wind up the session. I hope you have enjoyed the session and कुछ नया ही सीखा होगा आप लोगों ने. अगर it is helpful, then also let me know that it is helpful, and in case you have any feedback to give to me, you all are welcome to give your feedbacks. ठीक है, थोड़ी सी बातें कर लेते हैं. अगर आपको कुछ शेयर करना है, कुछ डिस्कस करना है तो आप कर सकते हैं मेरे साथ. अदरवाइज लेट्स वाइंड अप द सेशन. Yes, deep fake is basically faking the voice of the other person, and if voice based biometric authentication is there on the mobile banking application, then definitely it can be used to steal the money. Okay. नहीं, नीलेश बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन पूछा है. आई एम ग्लैड दैट यू हैव आस्क्ड दिस क्वेश्चन. लेट मी टेक एन एग्जांपल. इसके थ्रू आपको समझाती हूँ बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन. Let's take the example of this UNCTAD report. Do you guys think that this is the only question that can be framed out of this particular news? Obviously not. There can be multiple questions. It depends on the mind of the examiner. ठीक है? My effort is and my focus is always on to create the complex question and the most, I would say, unthinkable question for all of you. For example, this question you can clearly see. It's not most unthinkable question. Obviously, you can think of this question because in the previous years, this kind of a question has been asked from you. But it is difficult. ठीक है? तो फोकस किस चीज पे रहता है? फोकस इस चीज पे रहता है क्वेश्चन बनाते टाइम कि आपका ध्यान क्वेश्चन को पढ़ते ही ये समझ में आए आप लोगों को कि क्वेश्चन कहाँ से बन सकता है. ठीक है? It's not only about the growth rates that have been asked in the examination of RBI, and this is already proven by the past years. Now RBI is asking more from such kinds of reports. ठीक है? एक क्वेश्चन इसमें से ये भी बन सकता है कि विच ऑर्गेनाइजेशन रिलीजेस दिस ट्रेड एंड डेवलपमेंट रिपोर्ट अपडेट, ठीक है, तो कुछ भी बन सकता है। हाँ नीलोमनी, वी हैव अ लॉन्ग मैराथन of Spotlight PIB and RBI 247, ठीक है, it would be a combined marathon from 9 a.m. onwards in the morning. Yes, it will be held for all the months combined, so we are going to have approximately 1,000 questions in that month. और क्योंकि you all know that in the phase 1 not only the very I would say factual questions are asked, conceptual and analytical questions from PIB, from RBI are also asked, ठीक है, तो वो भी हम कवर करेंगे. Yes, it is in the last. You can check out in the PDF, the timetable PDF that we have given to you. RBI annual report जब आएगी तब अच्छे से कवर हो जाएगी. Don't worry about that. Usually RBI annual report से इतने ज़्यादा questions नहीं पूछे जाते हैं. That does not mean that it is not important. It is very, very important. We will cover that. Okay. Okay, so I guess no more queries are there. Okay, so very interesting question. Kaushiki has asked, we have so many reports by organizations, it is very difficult to identify which should be in priority. I guess you are asking me that which organizations or which particular reports you should cover first on a priority basis. Okay, so if you are asking me that question, so let me just tell you that there are certain reports which have been asked in the examination continuously. Okay, so look at the previous year papers and then you will get to know that which reports are asked. Okay, and one more thing, that all the reports which have been launched in the 6 months prior to the exam date are all important, क्योंकि उनमें से कुछ भी पूछ लेता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल नाइट फ्रैंक रिपोर्ट, ठीक है, नाइट फ्रैंक इज नॉट अ वेरी बिग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन एंड इट ऑल्सो डज नॉट गिव वेरी, आई वुड से, relevant reports, ठीक है. I'm not saying that the reports released by the Knight Frank are not important. They are important. They have been asked in the examination, but they are not relevant or contextually that important as a report of WHO or a report of UN would be, ठीक है. Still, the questions from such reports are asked. Why? Because they are released prior to the examination state, ठीक है. So what I'm trying to say here is, 6 months prior to the exam date, all the reports and indices given in Spotlight, cover them thoroughly, ठीक है. As far as your ESI paper is concerned, for that, pick the PIB 247, ठीक है, and Spotlight combined for the past 12 months and look out all the indices and reports section. We have a separate section in both the magazines for reports and indices, ठीक है. Yes, Priyank, your economic and economic social issues related, if there is a news, for example, a government scheme has been launched, so that will be covered in Spotlight. Finance, current affairs are also covered, but the intensity of them differ, ठीक है. I hope you are understanding, because this is for phase 1 and the RBI 247 and PIB 247 are for the phase 2. So you need to adopt an integrated approach, because you never know from which section or from which topic the examiner would make a question and what kind of question would the examiner make, ठीक है. तो हो सकता है कि न्यूज में से कुछ स्टैटिक क्वेश्चन बना दे, कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट बेस्ड क्वेश्चन बना दे, तो वो कॉन्सेप्ट आपका स्टैटिक फाइनेंस में ही कवर होगा, वो कॉन्सेप्ट आपका स्पॉटलाइट में कवर नहीं होगा, क्योंकि इट इज अ करंट अफेयर्स मैगजीन, इट इज नॉट योर कंप्लीट सिलेबस मैगजीन, ठीक है. Nilomani, as I have already told you this fact, how to cover the indices and reports, just pick up PIB 247 and Spotlight of 12 months. From there you can pick. Thursday को है next session. For me, it is very difficult to remember the indices. The reports numbers are very difficult. Matlab, Nilomani is saying 3 to 4 good reading is enough. I prepare the indices and reports for you guys in both the documents, in Spotlight as well as the indices and reports document given to you in the separate course. ठीक है? मुझे नहीं होते याद. So what I'll do, I just prepare them short notes for myself. पता नहीं आपको कैसे हो जाते, but it's glad that you can do that. अच्छी बात है अगर आप 3 से 4 अच्छी रीडिंग करके मैं डेटा को याद रख सकते हो. अदरवाइज if you have a problem in mugging up the data and retaining that data for a long period of time, because you have still 1 month left and एक महीने में तो सब कुछ ही उड़ जाएगा दिमाग से, इसलिए constantly रिवाइज करते रहो. ठीक है? Okay guys, so that was a very nice session with all of you. You were very amazing students. I wish you all the best for your preparation. Prepare hard. ठीक है? और next session आपका Thursday को होगा, तो उसके लिए भी prepare करके आना. Okay? Goodbye. Have a good day.